So with Liquid recently bringing in the Godfather himself in FalleN, I thought it'd be a good time to go through some games and think about how FalleN really works now in Liquid's system. So here on the CT side of Dust 2, of course, FalleN primary AWPer now for Team Liquid. Something they've lacked for a while. He's going aggressive here towards the long doors with Grim, but unfortunately, as Grim pushes in, he goes down too breezy. FalleN, he gets the tag, but not quite the frag on these sides. I'm going to fall back after using my smoke and just give this one up. So jumping forward a bit in the round, we have AWPer here. He's going for a really nice information play, and what he's going to do is catch all these Evil Geniuses players in mid trying to get themselves up off catwalk. So AWPer's getting so much information in the process and the frag, and at this point he knows it's very likely there's players on short. Of course, you've got FalleN up here on the A bomb site, and Stewie, he's also making an information play. So FalleN, he only needs to focus really here on holding catwalk. He plays this nice angle, and what's going to happen is that AWPer's going to throw a nice flash for him. FalleN can peek out, one frag for him, hides again, and on the second flash from AWPer, he can peek out again and get the final frag. So some great team play here from Liquid and some good frags from FalleN to finish it off. So the unsung hero here was definitely AWPer, and coming into this late round, XQ, we can see these flashes. First one, FalleN can peek out, and now AWPer's going to molly behind these boxes, forces Cirque out of position, and an easy frag on the second flash for FalleN. So like most AWPers at the top level, FalleN spends a lot of his time playing on this A bomb site, and when they're going for long control, he throws those supportive flashes like we can see here. And as EG contests it themselves, FalleN decides, I'm going to play behind the car, hold the swing of the smoke or the jump into pit, and he gets a nice frag. Now from here, Liquid, they decide, let's give up long control, and they boost back onto this A bomb site and start playing in towards catwalk, which is definitely something you should be doing. Now from here, Liquid, they do something rather interesting. They decide, instead of falling back all the way into catwalk, we're going to commit to playing kind of on short here towards this kind of Gandalf area. And from here, Grim decides, I'm going to push into mid and get some information. And at this point, Liquid know that EG are almost certainly coming from long, and they can just focus on that area. Now, as this hit starts to come in, what's going to happen is AWPer, he smokes out in front of them, buys them some space, and now FalleN can play around that smoke. But EG, they know what's up. They can see this smoke here, and they decide, we're going to wait this one out. We're not going to face this. Something weird could be going on here. So as this smoke starts to fade, FalleN and AWPer, they're caught in kind of an odd position. FalleN starts trying to take these jewels, just about falls back in time, gets the first frag, peeks out again, looking for the second, but goes down. But he has really baited in AWPer. AWPer can peek out. He's a bit unlucky not to find the second frag, but Grim on the flank will finish these players off. So on this one, we can see for sure that Liquid, they're not scared to take the jewels and play some potentially unorthodox sort of setups. It definitely works out here, but the key thing we've seen so far is playing heavily for information and how that factors into the way Team Liquid approaches these rounds. So it would definitely be a miss here if we didn't mention some of FalleN's teammates. And on this one, we're not going to analyze this one too much, really, from Naf's perspective. Naf is just going to play up on these bricks here. His teammate is going to be taking the first fights. And on those fights, Naf is going to try and jump up on top of these bricks versus this B hit. He jumps up, he actually misses it, does some damage. First kill comes in, misses a couple shots here, but from here, it's all Naf. 3 fast kills come in, chucks the molly down, and he'll be making it an ace. So of course this video is about FalleN, but sometimes with teammates like Naf, they'll be winning you rounds by themselves. Jumping onto the terrorist side of Dust 2, of course, as an AWPer, you're going to spend a lot of time holding these mid doors. That's what FalleN does. He posts up and gets the opening frag on towards Cirque. So on this round, Team Liquid, they're just spreading out. They're looking for some map control, and with Stewie, he's going to be putting down his utility, help him gain some control. So right-clicking a smoke on towards the peg, he's going to be mollying short as well. And a few seconds later, AWPer, he's going to flash over these mid doors to allow them to cross. And of course, this smoke down allows you to jump up and onto the Xbox without being spotted. Now from here, a very clinical take a short comes out, more mollies going down, and another frag is picked up. Now, as an AWPer on the terrorist side of Dust 2, something you can do is hold the rotates, of course, through the gap in these mid doors, and FalleN makes it a 5-on-2 scenario. And behind these frags on this A bomb site, they accelerate. Naf, he pushes up, clears out so much control, and playing in this smoke breezy, he's not going to be long for this world. So from Liquid, very clinical play, some quick reactions, and they had all the bases covered. Switching up gears over here on Vertigo, Team Liquid, they can be pretty dangerous on these 4 spies, and FalleN, he's no stranger either to playing on the scouts. And he's going to kick this one off by playing quite aggressively, looking for picks around this terror smoke here on ramp. He finds the opening frag on towards Apex. Now from here, Vitality, they drop loads of nades, and FalleN says, I'm going to give it, and I'm going to play behind these default boxes here on the A bomb site, a spot he loves playing, especially on the scout. Now in this position, Team Liquid are playing a nice two-man setup with FalleN and Grim. FalleN, of course, playing behind the boxes, and Grim up on the side of the crane. The whole idea is that FalleN takes the fights first, and then as the terrorist players swing up, Grim, he's ready and waiting for some more frags. Now as Vitality starts executing their way in, Liquid, they decide we're going to get aggressive. We're going to take the initiative. They flash in, and Grim, he gets one. He will be traded out, but he gets some nice information. And Team Liquid, they know, is almost certainly going to be an A hit. So this sort of timing, and they start stacking players over. Now, jumping forward a little bit in the round, the A hits will indeed come in from Vitality. Stewie, he's pushed up again, so we really have the same setup playing out. At this point, the hit starts to come in. Legion might go down, but FalleN gets a nice frag on towards ramp. He can pivot, starts moving around these boxes, making himself a really hard target. And Stewie, he will be picking up the final frag, but it has to be said, Shox in this position, he did really well actually to get these frags and make it a fairly winnable scenario. Now, what you might have missed is Lige and his role in this setup. He was playing on towards shorts, but the good thing about Stewie and FalleN's spots is even if the short player goes down, they are shielded from this short area. And after they get the kills on towards ramp, they can pivot and start fighting in towards short in some now really, really strong spots. And on this one, Liquid, a great display from them in how you can play these force buys and give yourself a better chance by playing these sort of setups. So maybe you're watching and thinking, I like cheeky tricks. Well, oh boy, do I have the cheeky tricks to end all cheeky tricks. So with Liquid, they're going to start retaking this B bomb site. But before they go for the retake itself, they're going to triple boost here towards the mid area, looking in towards the B bomb site. Eventually they get up, and Stewie, a nice frag on the retake. Now from here, 4-on-2 retake, but they're still being clinical. Grim, he puts down a molly in towards this corner. They don't need to clear that, and on a flash, they're going to explode out as a team. And Stewie here on the entry, he's moving in, clearing loads of space, and gets a really great frag on towards AWPer. And now swinging as all four players, FalleN finishes off the remaining player. And just like the previous clip, you just see how Liquid are great at constantly bringing out small tricks and setups to help them out when they're playing in these weaker economic positions. Now normally FalleN, he'll play towards a bomb site on his AWP, but sometimes he likes to switch it up and play in towards mid, and that's what we can see here as Vitality themselves. They'll be coming for some mid control. Now FalleN, he misses the first shot. He drops his molly though in response and hides himself in this corner. And with the molly down, terrorist players, they can't slow down. They have to keep swinging. And the Lige posting up gets two nice frags. FalleN falling back, repositions, and gets another for himself. And over on the B bomb site, this round finishes so fast as Stewie picks up 2 for himself. So on this one, I think what we see is some really great kind of communication and team play coming out from Liquid. FalleN, he falls instantly in towards this corner. He comes back to Lige. Lige posts up, and by this time, FalleN, he can reposition. Nice frags for himself. And over on the B bomb site, they're actually playing a really nice setup as well for themselves. They had Naf here behind the pillar, as well as Stewie pushed up. And it's just really great to see Liquid having this great team play after a recent roster move, bringing in FalleN and potentially some spot changes as well. So what FalleN will more frequently do on towards Vertigo is start the rounds over towards the A bomb site, and on this one with FalleN, he's going to kick it off by molling behind those sandbags over on the ramp and flashing as well. Peeking out, so you can see this terrorist smoke on the left hand side, but it doesn't deter him, and he keeps peeking out looking for jewels. Now with Grim, he's on towards the short side. He's also scared of someone playing around this terrorist smoke, but after a few jiggles, he sees nothing and pushes his way in. So on this one, what we need to notice is how aggressively FalleN is actually playing. He's playing it super wide, but he does get the opening pick. And after finding this frag, he decides, I'm going to drop my nades, and I'm going to sell some pressure on towards that Vitality side to really kind of bait in Grim over towards this corner. And at this point, Grim, he can hear loads of noise, and they say, this rotate number's over. Lige makes his way over as well. He's going to line up a nice flash, and flash in FalleN, who's repositioned all the way around towards the short side. Great repositioning from him. Now from here, they have all 3 players with FalleN at the top. Grim, he's in this corner, he can get baited in. And Lige is also going to swing from this crane side. And they're all going to take the fights versus these Vitality players. Lige gets the first. Grim, he's baited in, and FalleN at the top of this short area. He's going to be picking up a couple more frags. So on this one, we can see that Liquid, they're really not scared to load up the numbers here and look for fights on the ramp area. And on Vertigo, it's really important towards his ramp position. You're looking for jewels like this and take the fights on your terms. And I think on this round, we can see a lot more kind of aspects of Liquid's play. Moving on to nuke FalleN, certainly can bring some great plays himself. And on this one, we're going to see a really crazy setup coming out from Liquid. So FalleN, he pushes himself into the ladder by the box here, aims below that kind of light post there on the wall, give that one a throw, and he's going to get himself up and onto the garage roof, looking towards the lower area at the start, but then repositions into holding the silo like so. And he's also got Elise, he's pushed all the way up, and this two-man setup plays out with FalleN. He's holding top of silo, and Elise, he's holding the lower level, the normal kind of outer area. And because of this smoke to the left side of FalleN, he's shielded to that outer area. Now, FalleN, he does get this frag eventually. You can just see how here, Electronic, he's so focused on killing FalleN that Elise in the end gets a fairly easy frag. And as Grim picks up another frag onto Perfecto here, you can just see how a little play like this can be so effective coming out from Liquid. And I'm guessing Na'Vi probably hadn't even seen this play before, so a great little play coming out from them. So with Stewie on this exact same round at the start, he came up through heaven, and he's going to go for a bit of a crazy play of his own. He's going to throw this molly behind the door. You might not have seen it before, but it is a fake Huts molly. Push all the way in and nest himself a frag for himself. And you can just see how Liquid, with all these small different plays, can give their opponents so many different looks and make themselves so hard to play against. So after seeing some of these rounds, I think it's fair to say that there's plenty of things to like about this new Team Liquid. Perhaps there might be some questions of them at a higher tactical level, and maybe in the future we'll even see a transition from Stewie into FalleN calling. But actually on this round, they run a really great set strategy, splitting this A bomb site from Mini and towards Squeaky. Now, as FalleN comes in later, being the one throwing utility, I have to say, so far, I've really enjoyed what I've seen from this Liquid squad, and I see no reason, given a few months of practice, why this Liquid team with FalleN as a centerpiece couldn't compete with the world's best for continual top placings.